Welcome to Hankook TV, or welcome to the Weight Watchers. This is an additional weight, 2.5 kilos heavy, and it's really heavy. You can believe me, pulls me down all the time. I have it in my hands. So weight is one of our issues today. The other one is the safety car, and we got a lot more news here from the Nurburgring. So have a lot of fun. What we see in Nico Müller's hands, those are 2.5 kilos extra weight, performance weight. You get banned for being quick. In what way, Nico, do you feel that you have extra weight in your car?
Well, you don't really feel it immediately when you go out of the pits, but latest on the stopwatch you will see it. I mean, depends on the track, but normally around 10 kilos will be up to 0.2 of a second. And as we know in DTM, 0.2 is quite a lot of lap time and can make a lot of positions. So if you start 7 or 8 places further to the back, it will be very difficult to make up those places during the race. And yeah, as we know, it's changing the whole, let's say, performance picture from race to race. We never really know what to expect as the weight keeps on changing from weekend to weekend. And yeah, we're always expecting to make the maximum out of we have, but sometimes it's not possible to fight at the very sharp end.
Do you feel it in a way that the tires degrade faster when you got more weight in the car?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's logical in the end. The tire is slightly more stressed in every corner and in every braking you do, so it's used more, and you will feel that also at the end of the race. And luckily our Audi RS5 DTM is very good in tire handling, so we can still cope with it, but it's obviously an advantage if you have a lighter car also in regards to tire degradation. We really try to be as light as possible and carry around as little weight as possible, but obviously in DTM, if you're successful, you will have to put some weight into your car and you will feel it, that's for sure.
On this weekend, Nico Müller carries around 1,120 kilos. That's the base weight. No miracle, he's from Switzerland, so he's neutral.
The Hankook Pit Stop Award for the last race in Oschersleben goes to the Audi Team Phoenix. Here at the Nürburgring, these guys should get another award too, an award for the shortest journey to a race to come here. The Phoenix team has more or less just to rearrange the trucks. The team is based not more than 3 kilometers away from the racetrack. From their office, they have view on the Nürburg. In the grid, 10 minutes before the start, the adrenaline starts rising. If you see then a Hankook technician swinging the measuring stick, it's not to look cool, but it's a measuring of the air temperature. Before first race at the Nürburgring, it had 12 degrees Celsius and 17 degrees tarmac temperature. If you enter the Nürburgring paddock via this gate, you will feel like visiting a museum. In the old paddock, you can find a lot of famous names on the pit signs, and a visit at one of the souvenir shops around here is kind of a little time travel.
Like every good racing series, also the DTM has its safety features, and to that belongs a safety car. Depending on the event, it's either a BMW, an Audi or a Mercedes. And now we learn to know the man who's driving it. May we proudly present Jürgen Kastenholz. So Jürgen, then we have the question, how responsible is it to be a safety car driver?
It's a very responsible job, especially in the moment when marshals are working on the track or in case of rain. You must slow down the cars and make them pass safely the scene of accident.
When do they send you on the track?
In case of an accident, the race direction calls in, tells me to get ready. And then they send me out. The white lights I switch on here. I have a control board in front of me. These are the yellow lights, also visible on the control board. I always have to know what lights are switched on. With the green one, I signal that one car behind me is allowed to pass. With this one, I can blow a very loud horn in case we drive through the pit lane.
Ansonsten ist das Fahrzeug hier noch mit Funk
And down here, I have a button for the radio. When I push here, I'm connected to the race direction.
Anleitung verbunden.
So finally, can we talk about that you have a kind of job everybody's dreaming about?
Also es ist,
Yes, it's really a nice job. Many people are dreaming of.
das stimmt.
But when the chips are down, it's hard
Es
work.
ist auch Arbeit.
Nobody would have expected him on pole. Mercedes driver Lucas Auer on P1 in a starting grid for the first time, but he shouldn't be happy about this position for long. Just before turn 1 he gets passed by Maxime Martin BMW on the inside and Pascal Wehrlein Mercedes on the outside. Both touch with the better ending for the Belgian, who takes over the lead. A little bit further back, all of a sudden Jamie Green's Audi is jackknifed and gets hit by Miguel Molina. Because of a lot of carbon debris on the track, the race gets aborted for a short time, and Wehrlein uses the interruption to proclaim his point of view to Martin about the maneuver in turn 1 a short while ago. At the restart, Martin does everything right and maintains his lead in front of Bruno Spengler and the second-placed man in the championship, Eduardo Mortara, who then in lap 15 manages to overtake the Canadian and takes over second place. Also, championship leader Wehrlein uses the gap, is now third and leaves nothing untried to get past the Italian. But the finish is found. Nurburgring Saturday, Maxime Martin crosses the line in first place and celebrates his second victory in his DTM career ahead of Mortara and Wehrlein, Maxime Maximum. Also on Sunday, brilliant racing weather, and this time it's Miguel Molina who starts from pole. He gets away perfectly in contrast to Jamie Green, who gets his Audi running with a little delay. Up front, Molina storms away from his followers Tom Blomqvist BMW and Paul Di Resta Mercedes, but in lap 9 the Scotsman turns this vice versa and overtakes the Englishman for second place. As the field gets called to change to new Hankook tires, the spectators witness some tight incidents. For example, Matthias Ekström, who has to step on the brakes for a second, or Pascal Wehrlein, whose stop is simply too slow, which costs him 3 positions. But the 20-year-old German keeps on fighting and gets back position after position. Here he passes Augusto Farfus, while his fiercest championship rival Eduardo Mortara spins in the Mercedes arena and has to watch Wehrlein also passing Maximilian Götz a little later and securing another 10 important points for 5th place. Big 25 points go to Miguel Molina, his 66th DTM race, and finally his first victory in front of Di Resta and Spengler. In the overall standings, Wehrlein now has a 37-point margin with only 2 more races left, definitely just as happy as Miguel Molina. One last trip is on the line for the Hankook truck and the DTM paddock. We're heading to the season finale in Hockenheim in 3 weeks' time. That's about it for this edition of Hankook TV from the Nurburgring. See you soon at the finale.